Okay.
Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Let me ask you a question. Is it okay that big technology companies censored the Hunter Biden laptop story, which independent analysis have said it cost Donald Trump millions of votes?
Senator Vance, I'm going to ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Did big technology companies censor a story that independent studies have suggested would have cost Trump millions of votes?
Wow, guys, JD Bitch destroys this interviewer after she asks one question about Trump. You guys gotta check this video out. But before that, I need you guys hit the subscribe button and let's get right to the video.
We cannot have an entire American business community that is giving up on American workers and then importing millions of illegal laborers. That is what we have thanks to Kamala Harris's border policies. I think it's one of the biggest drivers of inequality. It's one of the biggest reasons why we have millions of people who have dropped out of the labor force. Why try to re-engage an American citizen in a good job if you can just import somebody from Central America who's going to work under the table for poverty wages? It is a disgrace, and it has led to the evisceration of the American middle class.
So this is brings us to another point because the way that you discuss immigrants has gotten a lot of scrutiny. The Springfield situation in particular, where you talked about the Haitian immigrant community, which we should say they are legally here and allowed to work, and you spread a rumor or helped spread a rumor that they were eating pets, which turned out to be completely false. Off the back of that, there has been an enormous amount of hate, turmoil in that community, bomb threats, kids not being able to go to school. Was the trade off worth it to you?
Well, there's a lot there that I want to respond to, but I want to pick up on the overall attitude because when we talk about, of course, we can have a conversation. I think we've had a nice, respectful conversation here, but sometimes you can feel happy about the direction of this country, happy about its people, and very frustrated with American leaders. This issue, more than any other, makes me extraordinarily frustrated at American leaders because American leaders who are talking about Haitian immigrants who have no right to be in this country, and we'll get to that in a second, they talk with such compassion about what's happened to the schools, about what people have been unable to do.
And you know what's crazy? I've been saying this for a really long time. If a Democrat was to come out and say that, everybody would get behind it. The Trump deranged media will pay to push that. They'll pay to push that narrative, and everybody begins to hate you. That's what I don't like about this whole thing. And they want to keep looking back on this, keep looking back on this. They don't never want to come with facts. This stuff is actually happening, guys. Let's keep going because he's actually from Ohio.
Where is their compassion for American citizens in Springfield, Ohio, who now, a community of 60,000 people, there are 1,000 children in Springfield schools who do not speak English? For years, I have heard from the American citizens of Springfield, Ohio, that their lives have gotten worse. Have we talked about the fact that many of them have been evicted from their homes and then Haitian migrants are moved in, four families to a home, massively violating zoning laws? They get
They're
subsidy.
not moved in.
They get
They
subsidies.
have been attracted
They
there
get
because they're working.
they've been attracted there to violate zoning laws, Lulu. They're subsidized by the local authorities, by the federal authorities, by your tax dollars. So now four families are living in a
It's a
home.
Republican-run city
Four
and a
families,
Republican-run state. Your
four
state.
four families are living. I'm talking about federal authorities, federal housing right now. Four families are living in a home. They are paying way more for rent than an American citizen in Springfield can pay. So the American citizens have been evicted from their homes. They are finding housing unaffordable. They are waiting longer at hospitals. Their children are going to schools that are stressed because there are too many kids there who don't even speak the native language. I am so much more concerned by the American citizens of Springfield, Ohio, and I think that it is disgraceful that American leaders pretend that they care about these migrants more than they care about the people that they took an oath of office to actually look after. And when you say that these Haitian migrants in Springfield are legal, what you're doing is, I think, making an intentional bait and switch because what most people think when they say legal resident, they think about somebody who comes to America, they get a green card, they come through
Exactly.
the proper channels, they wait 10
There's
years, and then
many
eventually
ways to come to
they get
America.
citizenship. But what happened, it's not just TPS, it's mass parole, which, by the way, has been challenged in court and is likely illegal. Kamala Harris.
The way he can articulate himself, man, I would be upset if he doesn't run for president in 2028, because we, the American people, we don't only need Donald Trump one time, We need Donald Trump again and again and again. And I think we can't have that. But JD Vance would be the best option for us to get as close as we can to that. Because Trump selected him for a reason. He knows what he's talking about. He knows how to do his job. And he doesn't sit there and go back and forth and try to, what do you call it, entertain these type of interviewers. Dana Bash, for example. This is Lulu Garcia. Lulu Garcia, I don't know her last name, but he doesn't entertain this type of stuff. Uh, Wolf Blitzer, you know, he goes on there, he does his job, he answers the question, and once he notices that you try to come at him in some rude way, he gives you your taste of your own medicine. Let's keep going, guys.
Harris has facilitated a massive amount of migration into American communities. And it is my job as a United States Senator and hopefully as the next vice president to look after the people who are affected when you flood their community with millions, the national community I'm talking about, with millions upon millions of people who shouldn't be here. That is our responsibility. And I really don't understand the perspective of an American leadership class that seems to have so much compassion. And look, a lot, I mean, the 20,000
And those are
Haitians
Republicans
in
too. I mean, Mike
Springfield.
DeWine came out and criticized you, the governor of your home
I'm
state.
not talking about Mike DeWine right now. By the way, he endorsed us, but I'm talking about, okay, you got 20,000 Haitian migrants. A lot of them, I'd say most of them, are probably very, very good people. But my compassion and my focus and my efforts as a political leader in this country, it is not for people, however good they might be, who don't have the legal right to be in this country. It's for American citizens.
Last few questions. In the debate, you were asked to clarify if you believe Trump lost the 2020 election.
Mm.
Do you believe he lost the 2020 election?
I think that Donald Trump and I have both raised a number of issues with the 2020 election, but we're focused on the future. I think there's an obsession here with focusing on 2020. I'm much more worried about what happened after 2020, which is a wide open border, groceries that are unaffordable. And look,
Senator,
Lulu,
yes or
And those are the real problems at hand. Why are we focused on a 2020 election, trying to get a headline? You know, because the headline of this article would have been JD Vance, Trump's vice president, admits that he didn't lose or lost the 2020 election. They're trying to spark something up, and these Democrats like to keep us against each other. You know, for once, I feel proud to be American. I feel proud to be a part of a team. You know, a community, a loving community. 70 million people went out and voted for Trump. You know, and I know that that vote means change, guys. I just know that. Let's keep going. Let's finish this video out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
no?
okay,
Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
let me ask you a question. Is it okay that big technology companies censored the Hunter Biden laptop story, which independent analysis have said cost Donald Trump millions of votes?
Senator Vance, I'm going to ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Did big technology companies censor a story that independent studies have suggested would have cost Trump millions of votes? I think
Senator
that's the
Vance,
question.
I'm going to
Mm.
ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the
And I've
2020
answered your
election?
question with another question. You answer my question and I'll answer yours.
I have asked this question repeatedly. It is something that is very important for the American people to know. There is no proof, legal or otherwise, that Donald Trump did not lose the
But
2020 election.
you're repeating a slogan rather than engaging with what I'm saying, which is
Exactly, man. JD Vance, man. He's not gonna lose his composure. You're not gonna get him to do it. He said again, you're repeating a slogan. You know, he's gonna slow it down for you in case you missed it.
that when our own technology firms engage in industrial scale censorship, by the way, backed up by the federal government in a
Hmm.
way that independent studies suggest affect the votes, I'm worried about Americans who feel like there were problems in 2020. I'm not worried about this slogan that people throw. Well, every court case went this way. I'm talking about something very discrete, a problem of censorship in this country that I do think affected things in 2020, and more importantly, that led to Kamala Harris's governance, which has screwed this country up in a big way.
Senator, would you have certified the election in 2020? Yes or no?
I've said that I would have voted against certification because of the concern that I just raised. I think that when you have
Exactly.
technology
The
companies,
answer is no.
when you have technology companies censoring Americans at a mass scale in a way that, again, independent studies have suggested affect the vote, I think that it's right to protest against that, to criticize that, and that's a totally reasonable thing.
So the answer is no.
Guys, why is she acting like she's prosecuting JD Vance and not an interviewer? You know, because she invited him to come on there for an interview. She was simply just looking for a headline the whole entire time. Why didn't they treat Kamala Harris this way? Joe Biden this way? You know, why never get a crazy headline for those guys? Let me know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. And as always, let me know what you react to. We're out.